in terms of like other transformations that you have seen, kind of what are some of the trends or just themes that you're noticing in the leaders that you are working with today, or in general, like how tech teams are operating?
Can you be more specific here? What, are we just talking about management? Are we talking about processes?
Yeah, I mean, either of those would be a good thing to share. Are there specific sort of management or leadership trends that you're noticing that are, say, a shift from what was maybe 2, 3, 4 years ago for today's engineering leaders?
Yeah. I mean, I don't from the people that I work with or from the people that I've, talked with. I haven't besides surely there was the
Hmm.
period of remote work, right? And that sort of changed how people that was a big change. Like a lot of managers were just confused about what they should do. Like nothing that they knew that worked in the in-person world worked anymore. And so that was a very, that period changed the dynamic a lot. Now, a lot of the people that I work with now actually are in person. So there's no more and or hybrid. And I don't see as much of just as at least from, the people that I work with, they're not as much as before fully distributed or fully remote. And I think that in my opinion
Hmm.
that's actually better. I've worked until 2 years ago full time in a fully distributed team, and it was a challenge, especially like managing junior engineers that are fully remote. Oh my god, like it just took so much time that if we were in person, the way to create accountability or communication would have been so much easier. But because they were remote, sometimes they were nowhere to be found. So I was like, okay, now what? What do I do now? Right? When I can't find my team. Um, and so that, I think that piece was in the last few years changed how managers, it, I'll be just very transparent. Um, still don't think some managers really figured out how to have the same sort of connection, because that's the problem. I think the problem is they haven't really figured out how to really connect with others on Zoom or on video. And one-on-ones have been, and I've seen again, and this is with experienced managers too, they still don't know how to use their one-on-one time most efficiently. And with, doing more with less, most of them, not most of them, many of them have either reduced the frequency of one-on-ones because they don't see the benefit as much, or they don't think that's the best use of their time. But that time can actually be used very efficiently over Zoom and in person to really create that connection with your report. And so, yeah, that's, I think, back to, areas of improvement. I think that was one thing that I wish more people did more of, and like really focusing on that, connecting with the other human, as opposed to what got done, what didn't get done.
Yeah, I feel like there's something there, right? Like it's not like you come into a meeting and then you just get down to business. I think being able to connect with the team member really helps them like feel like, okay, that this person cares about me. So back to the caring techie, right? And I feel like not all managers are able to do that. And somewhere along the line, also because I've seen this, and I'm sure you have too, is again, managers sort of being sandwiched between like the top and the bottom. And a lot of times managers want to care, but in some ways the business can add so much pressure because now you got to get things done. So for example, talking about remote and hybrid work, we went remote, then it was a little bit hybrid, which people were like, okay, maybe we'll work with this. And now there's a lot of return to office happening almost 4 to 5 days a week, and not everybody on your team may be happy about it. Maybe you yourself as a manager may not be fully bought into that argument, but now you have to implement that because the management chain above you wants you to. And so, how should a manager navigate this kind of an environment where you have to do something because the business mandates it, but then that sort of goes against the whole like caring for your team aspect?